Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs and is brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Oilers and the Jags. All that and more coming up next.
The playoff. One step away from playing for the AFC title. This divisional round contest is underway. Returning it from the 4. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they'll be let out by someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
Kate, I know you get tired of hearing me say there's no substitute for experience, but it is totally true. Taking the reins of an NFL team is a young quarterback. You want the game to slow down, and the only way it slows down is to get more and more of these opportunities to go lead your team game in and game out.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Play action on first down. Nowhere to go with it, so he just throws it away.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up. Backfield is empty as they motion him outright. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Houston first.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas, Clark, and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
This is reeled in by Wilson. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing it again here. Catch made by Bucky Irving. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, headed right. First down from the red zone. That's him on the quick hitter. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. This throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. They have it 1st and goal, an early lead available here in the postseason. Takes the handoff, now to throw. Bails out of the pocket quick. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Oilers finish up an excellent opening series. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
That one right down the middle. And the Oilers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. All lined up and ready to boot it away. On the return, here's Tyreek Hill. He's stopped on the return at the 27. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. Bringing them out to 4th overall pick in 2023 out of Florida. A super athlete at quarterback, Anthony Richardson.
I don't think it's hyperbole to say that when Anthony Richardson came out of the draft out of Florida, he was the greatest all-around athlete we'd ever seen at quarterback. 240 pounds, running 4.4, jumping 40 inches. He was the envy of defensive ends and linebackers that couldn't put up those numbers. Now, it's taken all those athletic traits and squeezing them into the quarterback position, maximizing all that physical talent to become the superstar he can be.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 36. Short pass brought in. And they'll make a stop up at the 46-yard line. Give them an even 10 yards on the play. And that's a Jaguar first down. Here's the first carry for the rookie out of Notre Dame. And he drives that front backward on a gain of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a first down.
And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up. That one's out and coming on the right side. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Good opening drive to this point. They've got another first down at the 34. Plowing up the middle. And he's brought down for a loss. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Jaguar. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. They motion the tight end over. Here's 2nd and 11. He gets it complete to his man, Tyreek Hill. And he gets down to the 24 before he stops. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's a Jaguar first down. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Finds his man over the middle. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Jacksonville first down. Now they send their back in motion right. This one's caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone and mark him at the 4.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make it.
And this is caught for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars finish up their opening drive. Brian Thomas Jr., a touchdown. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together, but no doubt about it on that opening drive, Brock. He was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. This return starts at the 5. He stopped on the return at the 27. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing him into coverage, but...
And the Jaguars are there. He's all down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script, Well, the defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating third and extra longs, is exactly how you get it done.
Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And forget the interception. He makes this a big six touchdown. He not only broke on it to make the pick block, but he was on the move real quick. Knowing short fields, there's a great chance that he could take that one back for a touchdown.
That's exactly right. In this area of the field, an offense really only gets a second or two to react to that pick and get over and cut off his lanes. And if you don't, well, it's 6 the other way.
Setting up to try the point after. Right down the middle. It's good. And the Jaguars take the lead here, 14-7 in the first. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick six. Return coming from the 6. And in the end, Brock, an exciting touchback as the return comes out to the 30. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick six. Need short memories here as they head back out. Back to the air, following the pick six. On the move. Oh, he's on the move, and so is the defense, and they take him down. And a big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
We really need some chunk yardage here on second down. Another try following the sack. Looking right, and he finds him. And he'll be brought down along the 25-yard line. Let's see what they went with on third down. Dropping back to throw. Pass taken in by Freiermuth. And he'll go down after pushing this up to the 29.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Hunter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. That punt goes 63 yards. And it'll be Jaguars football. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. They've got a man in motion. On first down, it's Richardson. Completed over the middle. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. In a good spot here, second and inches. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. Still inches to go on third down. There's a give up the middle. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Third and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Begins his return at the 16. And he puts together a nice little return there before they're able to bring him down. Chance here for one final play before the end of the quarter. They'll send him over right. Here's the give to Irving. It'll be a quality gain on the run, and that also brings us to the end of this quarter. So that's the end of one in this AFC divisional round contest. Neither side separating much so far. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. And we're back. Throw offense out there and set. Let's get the second quarter started. They'll have 2nd and 7 to deal with. Finds him over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
They go play action on first. He throws a bullet to the center of the field.
That's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage waiting for it. They were thinking interception for a second. And incompletion is still pretty good, too.
They send a man in motion. 2nd and 10 now. Pocket isn't moving up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
I know quarterbacks get paid a lot of money, a lot of glamour in this league, but today, this is a tough day for this QB. He's taking a beating. And whether it means changing up some of the blocking schemes, maybe mixing in a little bit of run, or heck, this quarterback getting the ball out of his hand more quickly, he's got to start protecting himself.
And he'll be brought down a step or two shy in midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
Awareness. Kate, you hear me and so many others talk about it a lot with quarterbacks, but it's critical for every unit on a football field. And for the defense right there, to have an awareness of knowing where the marker was and to make sure that completion wasn't going to move the chains.
The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. Richardson now on 1st and 10. That's Thomas. He's got it. He's got to gain a 6 there. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll be out of bounds right along the 40. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Here's Richardson. Got him in. It's Thomas. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down. 2nd down now, 7 to go. They'll throw again. Richardson. Completed to his running back. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Jesse Bates getting up for the stop that time. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. He's officially in the enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. A pickup of 2, maybe 3, but most importantly, Brock, that's enough to move the sticks. First down throw here from Richardson. Hits him on the out route. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
They've got 1st down from the 31. Richardson now. He disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. To throw, Richardson. Gets him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Third and short yardage here, Richardson. That's caught for the first. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars take a 13-point lead. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Lining up now to try the extra points. The point after splits the uprights. And the Jaguars double their lead to 14. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Has this at the 6. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. And they need some kind of score here, Brock, to keep this from getting away from him on the road in the postseason. First and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun handoff to Irving. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have second and 3. Man in motion here. Right back to Irving now. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is third and inches. Once again, Irving. And he'll get it up to the 44. And that goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
This time it's a passing play. He completes it in traffic. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Give. This is Irving. This will get much beyond the line, a yard at most. Stopped by Deion Henley. Manages just a yard on first down. Now it's going to be second and 9. Irving here from the gun. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in the phone booth yet. Have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down. That linebacker just did.
And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Finally, some justice for the quarterbacks. They're so rarely protected in today's game, Brock. The ref saw roughing the passer, and his side gets a first down plus some yardage.
You take it down a notch, all right? You haven't been hit by the guys in this league. And you got to protect these poor, fragile quarterbacks. In this case, move the sticks as well.
Throwing off the play fake here. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes him back. Third down coming up.
Hey, you give him much of the credit for this early lead. Heck, give every player in that defense. Now their fourth sack of this game credit. Because that ambush on the quarterback, a big reason why they're in control of this game.
This offense looking to convert as they come up on third down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Just got it away before the hit button. It doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we call them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball out. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that'll get him back to 11.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Jacksonville heading excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Throw reeled in by Thomas. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, looks like the 30. 2nd and 3 now. From the 32. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
I'm sure Coach, the play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Here's Richardson. And he just hooks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. They'll throw it again. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Throwing now, Richardson. He puts some power on the deep one left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete. Couldn't connect with Tyreek Hill. And that brings up 4th and long. The Jaguars in a punt formation. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. Now this is a beauty of a kick. Gets headed out of bounds. No chance at a return or a touchback. They're going to mark it out at the 6. This offense ready to get going again now. And this close to their end zone, they have got to be careful, but still enough time that they could mount something of a drive here before the half. Straight ahead, it's Irving. They'll couple together a yard there. Stopped by Deion Henley. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He had it for a moment, but a complete defensive play to Charlie loose, incomplete. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. Looking to the air here.
Resistance off the ball and the defense ready to maul you. It was all he could do to get rid of it before he gets just caught.
He gets it away now from his own end zone. And he's brought down before the return gets far. Officially a 55-yard launch. And they're going to take over possession. The Jaguars headed out on offense late in this first half. They struggled to produce on that last series, but better results ahead as they take possession here. They kick the running back in motion. On 1st down, it's Richardson. And first down pass set away by a defender, incomplete.
And you ask a lot of your defenders on that field. It is not easy to play defense in today's NFL. Not only stay in their assignment's hip pocket, but to make plays on the ball as it arrives. He was challenged with an intermediate throw, and he swatted it away with ease.
Lay it out for this one. He makes the catch. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Into traffic, complete. And he gets this forward to the 19. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 19. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. 9-yard pickup, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their 3rd. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Running back sent in motion. Richardson now on 1st and 10. That one falls incomplete, but our attention's still behind the line. He got cleaned after that
Personal
throw.
foul,
And through the
roughing the
inside
passer, defense.
Man, there's no way around this, Brock. They had that offense exactly where they wanted them, and the penalty gives them a whole lot more breathing room.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the late, great Dennis Green. He said it perfectly. We had him right where we wanted, and we let him off the hook.
And he scores. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars get more points to end the lopsided first half. It's an Anthony Richardson touchdown. His 3rd total score in this game. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that could create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
Time left for maybe a return plus a play here as they send this away. And that one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left. Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Time he's had an errant throw taken back for 6 in this half, Brock. As a quarterback, how do you come back from this knowing there's so much game left?
How do you come back from it, or how do your family and friends come back from it? I know as I get older, I think about them more and more. As a competitor, you're just going to grit your teeth and do what you can. But for the loved ones following, it's a tough second pick 6 to watch.
Looking to tack on the point after. And the kick is good, so they add 7 to their lead on the final play of our first half. We've reached halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup. Now we'll keep it in-state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. One of these 2 teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. We saw a strong first half out of the mobile quarterback, Anthony Richardson. He threw 2 touchdown passes, ran for another, as his guys have the lead at halftime. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, thank you, Coach, and we are back and about set to begin the second half. Half the battle complete, Brock, as we resume play here. Let's find in our AFC Championship on the line. Good looking return here, and he's got room. They'll take over at the 39-yard line. Nice return there. The Jaguars and Anthony Richardson headed back onto the field. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. Shotgun snap now to Richardson. Completed over the middle. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line.
Just not much to do right there, whether he wanted to run it or throw it. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win for this defense.
Jacksonville in punt formation. And he'll try to hit this one well. Nice punt here, up and angled towards the sideline. So this one goes out of bounds inside the 20, but not by much. They're giving him the 18-yard line. The Oilers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour. And there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Irving on the inside give. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down. They go play action here. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I can already read the headlines tomorrow. This offensive line can't protect. This offensive line. But it's more than that. When you give up a complete breakdown of everybody offensively, play caller, quarterback, offensive line, yeah, they're going to have to regroup and figure out how to protect this quarterback first and foremost.
After the sack, another pass on 2nd down. Hits him on the out route. And he gets it up close to the 25 before he's out of bounds. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. He'll try and throw it here. Setting up the screen. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
Not terribly complicated on this one. Just not the 3rd down screen you wanted to run. Little chance they were getting the 1st, and apparently, little chance they were going to even gain a positive yard at all.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. Oh, putting him in the spin cycle. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Now the Jaguars getting set to go. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays that followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. From the 42. He's going to lob one deep down the left side. This is caught inside the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that's a Jaguar 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars trying to end this before the final quarter. Ooh, baby, Brock, this one has gotten well out of hand.
You think think so? I think this is utter domination. Going to be a lot of questions to be answered. I'm going to guess this is a press conference the coach isn't looking forward to.
Kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Jaguars continue piling onto this lead. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Kickoff taken at the 3. This return makes it up to the 25. The offense headed back to the field. And the open lanes, the beautiful windows that he no doubt dreamt about before this game, Brock, well, they just haven't been there. It's almost like the defense challenged itself between the pass rush and the secondary. Who could make more big plays here?
Yeah, you're talking about the difference between the practice field and then the reality of this game. Sacks, interceptions. And while we won't be the final judge on which area this defense has been the biggest winner, we do know who the loser's been, the quarterback. He's had to deal with an excellent defensive showing.
He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. That's Antoine Winfield Jr. up to make that play. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Carry here for Irving. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Jaden Hicks there on the tackle. 3rd and 4 coming up now. They're going play action. Brought in right side. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
The Oilers about set to punt. And he's going to do the honors for the 4th time today. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. Jukes one defender. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. And it's going to be their football coming up. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Rolling from the pistol, Richardson. Connects on the crosser. And he's down after getting this up to the 41. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Richardson now. Finds him on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. How about 29 yards on 1st down? And a fresh set of downs on its way.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
This one's taken in by Hill. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. Off the play fake, here's Richardson. Flushed out of the pocket. This time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
These quarterbacks are so good with their clock in their head between the tackles. But you get outside the pocket, and you've got to have that same ability. If you hesitate for a second, the defenses with their speed at this level, they'll find a way to bring you to the ground.
Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And they're going to take this in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars can cruise to a win, growing that lead further. Tyreek Hill the touchdown. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
That one splits the uprights. And the Jaguars grow their lead yet again. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. Now outruns their offense to take over. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Throwing off the play fake here. Isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
No matter what other stats you want to look at in this ball game, well, this defense can take some serious pride in at least one thing, and that is 6 quarterback sacks on the afternoon. 6 sacks, well, that's an expectation rarely achieved. And a sign, well, this group did their homework, and they're making it pay in the field. It'd be kind of fun, Kate, to be able to measure these coordinators' blood pressure and temperature, because a 3rd down screen for negative yards, I promise you that coordinator's heated on the sidelines.
Punter making his way out now. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. And he sends this away, definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Jaguars headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. The Jaguars in a good starting spot for this drive. Coming up, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Richardson. Dumps it off to his running back. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 2nd and 6 coming up here. Back to throw, here's Richardson. Pass is hauled in by the running back. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Only 1 quarter left before we send one of these teams to the AFC title game. The Jaguars have the ball and the lead. Only 1 quarter from advancing in the postseason. Third and just 2 to go. Working from the gun, it's Richardson. Has him on the quick hitter. 3 yards there and enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
A handoff up the gut. And he has enough room to gain about 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
They give it to him again. And a little space is all he needed to reach that 35-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that's going to leave him with 3rd and 3. A little touch pass here, trying to move the chains. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
This is one of those real modest gains, Kate, that I like as a call. And it's just a little more variety to your playbook. Makes that defense wonder. Those guys on the other side of the ball think a little bit. This dude's not just a receiver. He may get in the run game as well.
And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And the lead continues to grow and grow.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach. because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Now this offense getting set to work here. And all game, they have struggled to attack this deficit. Maybe they can do a little window dressing here. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Airing it out to start this drive. Oh, no, they get him yet again. Picked up by Jackson. And the Jaguars are going to get the football inside the enemy 40.
There's some serious self-scouting going on right now. What is this quarterback not seeing that has led to these 3 interceptions in just this game? And then overall, what is this offense doing that has this defense clued in coverage-wise to every route combination they're trying to throw?
First down, ball at the 36. The tight end going in motion right. Simple dive up the middle. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Back-to-back carries here. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Now they'll throw out of the gun. He has the first over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets them up with 1st and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the 1st down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Jaguars continue adding to an insurmountable lead. Wow, just fantastic work there. Tiptoeing along the back line. The concentration was there. Great catch for 6.
Yeah, the concentration and the body control. I don't know how these receivers do it in this day and age. There's no space to work with, yet they have such an awareness to secure it first, to tap dance the line, and go get that touchdown.
That one right down the middle. And the Jaguars tack on 7 more to their lead. The Jaguars ready to send this downfield, and away it goes. Starting from the 5. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. Here comes their offense out again. And you know that interception is in the back of their minds as they head back out there now. Him over the middle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. New set of downs for him from the 46. Pass play on 1st and 10. Caught by Freiermuth. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Back to throw now. Wilson's got it. And they make the stop, I'm going to say about the 37-yard line. A 7-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Throwing it again here. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. He'll throw it yet again. That's complete to Wilson. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt in following their defensive minds that the QB can run anytime.
And he's able to take this down to the red zone. He's stopped at the 17. After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. From the 17. This one is tipped away and incomplete. Good positioning to make a play on it. That forces third down. Looking for a throw here. He goes back to him yet again. Complete. He gets 6 on that play. And it sets up a Houston first. Now it's Irving. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have second and 4. He's going to throw this one. Into the end zone, and someone's able to knock it away. That's incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. Now they need to get 4 on third down. Now looking to throw. That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's fourth down.
You know, that was a play, Kate, right there where you need to buy your receivers just enough time to get open along their routes. And your quarterback enough time to find and hit him with the throw. Time? Well, that's not what he had. O-line couldn't hold up, and it forces the incompletion.
Brown's kick is up and good. And Brock, I'd say that's more of a moral victory than something that's really going to affect the deficit much.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. Second time they brought him out for a field goal, and second time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. After that return, he's looking pretty banged up out there. We're going to have a stoppage as team personnel comes out to look at him. They'll get this drive started. First and 10. Back gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. Second down. Another carry for him. And he'll only drive this forward to around the 26. They'll get that yard back, but no more. It's third and 10. It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Jaguars put this one away a long time ago. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a third and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Richardson on third. Escapes the pocket. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. The problem? Defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack.
That punt goes unanswered. No return there. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got first down from the 31. They'll throw to begin this drive. Freiermuth there, bring it in. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Second and 3 now. From the 38. Wilson on a slant. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Throwing from the gun here. Trying to push it deep downfield. He's got it inside the 10. Touchdown, Houston. The Oilers putting up points in a game decided. Garrett Wilson with the touchdown. Now, this one has been a long game, no doubt. But, hey, something positive to look back on there.
But they didn't quit, Kate, and I know that sounds a little cliche at this professional level, but it really is an important thing. This one will still hurt, but they showed some execution and fire.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. And the kickoff is into and then out of the end zone. Touchback. This drive starting from the 30. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And even with 3 timeouts left on the other sideline, they have this one wrapped up. We'll see if they even use those timeouts. Down they'll run. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up... So the Jaguars come away with a win in this one. And they took care of business just